guys, it is Tristan with Nerdettes Newsstand. My video may look a little different. My program is acting up, so I'm going to do it a little different this time only. But what I want to talk about is Vita Ayala. And this has been going around online. There were people generally offended at the notion of preferences in a situation. But I do think that this person was out of hand, and I want to kind of discuss how it could have been changed or what could have been done. Vita Ayala is the face of Nubia and the Amazons and Static Shock right now. They are also doing properties with the X-Men, I believe, but I am not quite sure of their work at Marvel, simply because I am more of a DC and indie person. So let's talk about the tale of 3 tweets, but it begins with an associate editor position posted online at Marvel. Basically, this was posted on December 27th, and it is for somebody to be an associate editor at Marvel Entertainment. And this is pretty in-depth of a job summary. It is somebody that very well must know Marvel. You must know Marvel.com. You must know the universe with deep knowledge of Marvel characters across comic books, video games, and more, in addition to the larger universe of fandom. I really like how this was worded for this position, because this is not a normal person applying for this job. This definitely has to be a super fan. So I think that's awesome. But that leads us to Vita basically quote tweeting that position, saying black and brown people, especially femme people, please apply. Now, I have no issue with this first tweet. None whatsoever. It reminds me of a while back, there were a few people on the left going around saying that if men did not date trans men or trans women, they were therefore transphobic. And I don't see it that way. I think we should all be allotted our preferences, whether it is something that you maybe have in the workplace or something that you maybe have in the bedroom. It doesn't matter. Everybody should be allowed their own preferences. And I see that's exactly what this is. Me personally, I will not go to a doctor that is male. I never have in my life. I feel extremely uncomfortable. I always seek out a female doctor. That is just me personally. That is a preference. And that is what I am seeing here. But then a lot of people were upset. I don't understand what in that upset you, but it's going to get worse, I promise. The fact that people are angry that I tweeted that black and brown people should apply and call it racism. It's funny and sad at the same time. I hope they figure out themselves sometime soon, because they are only telling themselves with that nonsense. And I don't necessarily 100% disagree with her here, but like I said in the beginning of this video, she is the face of many of these properties. They should absolutely have just not said anything, let it go. But again, to be fair here, they are probably the most harassed comic book individual of all time. There's a constant flow of videos and tweets and articles about Vita that are derogatory in nature. What do you do in that sort of situation? You win. You keep making bucks. You keep making money. But instead, she keeps making tweets. And this is where the hand is shown in my personal opinion. Black and brown people, queer people, people that are non-cis dudes, and any combo of the above. If you are even a little curious about being an associate editor or for Marvel, click through. Apply. You are needed. Yes, they do need a position filled, but it is likely going to be done by the description on merit. So doesn't matter in any sort of situation. You are not in charge. This is not something that Vita even really has a hand in. They are not going to be in the application process. They are not going to be in the hiring or orientation process. They are simply doing marketing for a company that they work for. Now, the issue people had here is the not cis dudes. I am assuming that is a lot of the issue. And I think there is a point where you start to be so inclusive, you become exclusive, right? Just apply for the job. Just get the job. I understand her wanting somebody familial or somebody that they feel comfortable around, but don't be exclusionary. That's where I really have the issue. You can prop one gender, one race, one sex up without demonizing the other one. And I think that is, in a nutshell, a lot of the problems that comics have is instead of propping up one character and making them empowered and making them wonderful, they keep them level and demonize the other one. You can see it happening right now with Iron Man and Hellcat. Hellcat is the bestest. I hate using that. Oh god, it was cringy. I am so sorry. And Iron Man is bad because he is rich, right? Okay, one more if you can stand it. Bigots loathe the idea of black and brown people, queer people, non-cis dude people, and any intersection of the above apply for the job. They extra despise that I am Afro, Puerto Rican, trans, non-binary person who works in the industry. I'm encouraging the above to apply. I don't think it there definitely is people, but I don't think it is the amount that she thinks. I think it is a lumping sort of criticism. Any sort of criticism is deemed, you don't like me because I am this. I do think there are people out there like that, but I think it is a very minute compared to what she thinks. They should have just stopped. They really should have just stopped. You don't need to be exclusionary when you are trying to simply do marketing for your job. There are a lot of companies that, unfortunately, in the real world, corporations check boxes, and they have certain demographical hiring practices. In any sort of big corporation, you will see that, and it is done. There are, it'll be the best person for the job as long as they are this, and this. It is more rare, but it is done. This is a mess. This is one of those situations where it was like, you were fine. No, not most people would think you were crazy. And then you keep talking and people start to think that you maybe have some of those bigoted tendencies yourself. I don't know. I've never had a conversation with Vita. From what I've heard from behind the scenes, they are sweet. But again, people have their biases, so I don't know personally. Yeah, this got to a point where it didn't need to. This got to a point where it should have stopped. There was no reason to be exclusionary in the sense of basically, what is the phrase? Dead naming cis dudes? That was unnecessary. That was really unnecessary, and it shows, like she said in the one tweet, you're just telling on yourself. And that's a shame. So anyways, let me know, of course, what you think about this. Do not ever send hate upon my behalf. I have no issue with Vita whatsoever. Just wanted to add that in there. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.